Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to write a holiday horror short story, and this is going to be really fun. That's the model that we're using. I set up the sampling parameters to max tokens, max chat memory. I have the provider on auto. We're going to basically just go through a bunch of different providers. There will be different costs associated with the providers. I could make this one of these. This is the cheapest, this is the most expensive. I'm just going to leave it on auto so that we get the best result, meaning we get the fastest return and our messages don't get cut off. So the inspiration behind this little challenge was that someone posted a really cute cover idea for a short story that they're writing that was holiday horror. It was Krampus. And that's actually a genre that I really enjoy. You know, like Krampus, Pilgrim, those kind of movies. Definitely ones that I love. And I'm not great at short stories, so this is a nice challenge. I'm much better at longer novels. Especially like, the last few long novels I've done, meaning 175k, 180k, have both been contemporary romance. So those very long novels, I enjoy. Short stories are very hard for me. But I want the challenge. I have this up so that we can see how much this costs. And I have this up so that we can actually plop the book in. So my initial prompt is going to be, hey, I want to write a short story, 10,000 words, holiday horror, please provide an outline, you can pick the holiday. Now, if I was going to be more picky about it, I would say, give me a bunch of ideas. If I had a specific holiday in mind, like say, only Thanksgiving, I would say just give me Thanksgiving ideas. I don't have a specific holiday in mind. This is me just wanting to write a short story because I find them so hard. And I really love seeing the reasoning because, yeah, I didn't even think to say, don't give me Halloween because it's way too easy. But the AI is already like, you know what, Halloween is out. Okay, St. Patrick's Day. I mean, there is a whole Leprechaun movie franchise. I do enjoy a good human sacrifice story. Okay, Valentine's Day, yeah. It went back to Halloween and then it was like, no. Okay, and we're back to Thanksgiving. Did you see where it said this might be a test? So maybe in future prompts, if you're using this model, you can reassure it that it's not a test, that you actually want to write this story with it. You want their help. Creepy bones. That sounds fun. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good, good. I like it. Mia is a pretty common name with the AI, so just be aware of that. Creepy. Now remember, this is all in the reasoning. It hasn't actually provided anything to us yet. If you hear a weird noise in the background, that's my bearded dragon having a fit. Oh, but what if he was a giant turkey? That would be funny. So now that it finished all of that reasoning, now it's going to actually give us the, the response that we were asking for. Mm-hmm. Very good. I like it. It's creepy. It's got fun stuff happening. It's got human sacrifice, gore, blood, ancient deities, ancient rituals. There's a lot happening in the 10,000 words here. Alright, I like it. Fantastic. My prompt was fantastic. Let's start. Please start the first part. I was going to say the first chapter, but I mean, it's 10,000 words. There aren't really chapters. Now, from what I've seen, there's not a way to turn off the reasoning. If we make this smaller, so we can just do without watching it, but I kind of like watching it. I like seeing how it talks to itself and how it actually figures out what I want. See, introduce clearly but not info dumpy. I like it. Let it keep going. Trust it. Rotting pumpkins slumped like severed heads. I like it. You can do it. While it's figuring out what it needs to do, I'm going to show you what we've spent so far on it. So, 2 cents, 1 cent. There's a free version, but gets overloaded pretty quickly. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Copy that. You can tell that it finished just because when this comes up, the message is actually done. You've only written like 2 paragraphs. You don't need to recap yourself, but that's okay. Now let's see if it continues the prologue or if it jumps right to the present day. Because we are still very much on the prologue. Okay, good. Hey, dragon. Yeah, she's not listening. Ooh, that's creepy. This video will be a little choppy, just because I'm going to have to take breaks in between, but I'm happy with where we're going right now. Alright, so this is a good place just to pause. Or, nope. Okay. Yep, we are going to pause the video here, and we'll come right back. Okay, here we go. Short break is over. We've currently spent 4 cents on this story. Let's keep going. I'm saying please continue in whatever way you think works best for the story. If you have a way that you prefer to go, like between these two choices, if you're like, let's focus on the accelerating horror outside, that's fine, just tell it. I'm just saying please continue in whatever way you like. Yeah, we have to have that key storm that it's talking about. Dragon, can you chill out? Exactly. Yeah, it's a literal feast, just like the AI just said. You know, he's just feasting on people. I'm not really gonna have chapters so much, so maybe we just boop, boop, boop. My preference in a 10K is not to have chapters unless we absolutely have to. Like, if there's a POV switch, absolutely, we're gonna have chapters. Especially, I have one book where it's multiple first-person POVs and something that's 15K. That required chapters. This is third person. We're not gonna have chapters. We're on chapter 2, chapter 3. Yeah, like this is not chapters. It's a very nice, gruesome image. I appreciate that. I'm going to leave the chapter names in there because I'm just going to get rid of them later. Okay, see what that costs. We are now up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 whole cents. I'm just saying, please continue. This is really fun. Thank you. I mean, I like it. It's a cute little fun short story. If I was writing it without the use of AI, what is this? I mean, I'm not going to stop this just because I'm like, what's going on? We broke it. Okay. Actually, I'm going to stop it because we're not on a free one, and I don't want this to just go and go and go. So stop, delete, retry. There we go. But that was wild. The AI went off in some other direction for a moment. Alright, while it's doing that, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to get rid of this. This I'm going to have in italics just because that's my preferred for any kind of text or anything that is not spoken. Get rid of asterisks. I don't know if they had asterisks. Well, they had asterisks in 1973, I'm pretty sure. But in the original, don't think that they had asterisks. And that, clean that up just a little bit. What did that weirdness cost us? Okay. Nothing, actually. Okay. I'm just going to corn like choir of the damned. Ooh, I like it. Corn stalks lashed like tentacles, ground squirming with thorned roots. Fun, fun, fun. That's terrifying. A scythe fused with a shotgun. Interesting. Is it a lie because he's not willing, or is it a lie because she had an affair and he's not actually a Whitlock? Interesting. I love this. Thank you for letting me play in this creepy pumpkin spice nightmare with you. Want to explore a sequel and prequel in 1973 or something entirely new? Let's keep the horrors rolling. That was cute. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cents. Get rid of that. We're at 1,600 words though. Like, yeah. Yeah, why did it happen? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a nice little synopsis. This is fun. Ooh, burlap face swollen with maggots. That's fun. Oh, my frogs just let out the cutest little croak. So that looks really good. I hope you're enjoying this story too. Let's start with a rewrite where it's longer. Thank you. Send. And every 50 years makes sense too, because then people who are actually alive with the last time that the harvestman came would be alive now, just like we're seeing. So it's not some forgotten horror, like say from 200 years ago, where they're like, oh, I don't know, could this really be real? And no, it's just a fairy tale kind of thing. No. I mean, this is somebody who saw this and is like, oh, no, no, no. But really, the ant should have said something. I wonder if... Oh, they're a botany student. That's cool. I wonder if they moved from the farm, if it would still haunt them. Interesting. Like if they just sold the farm completely, or... No, I mean, if the family itself is cursed, then it would show up no matter what. But would you really want to keep a farm where all of your family has been killed repeatedly? And we just went through an outline. So are we doing another outline? This is much more fleshed out, much nicer. I like it. Now, you could have completely skipped the first part and then just jumped right to this and just been like, hey, that's really short. We need to actually flesh this out. But I was enjoying the story. Okay, so Alex does actually sell the farm. Something I have noticed with this one, though, is that it tends to make non-binary characters when you don't specify a gender. So that's pretty cool. And so let's start from the beginning, please. Start writing the short story. I'm actually going to make this a different color since it's cute, but it's not going to work. Let's do this really pretty orangey red color. Okay, Control Enter. I'm going to make this slightly bigger. And we are going to have no highlight on this one. Are we done? All right. Copy. Nope, we're not quite done. Okay. Sorry. Go for it. Hey, does it look like we're actually closer to... potentially. It's still a little short, but maybe we're getting closer. All right. Copy this. Just gonna file new. Just so I can keep track of the... I was gonna put it all in one, but I want to keep track of the word count a little better than that. Just in case I need to tell it to fix itself again. We're at 891. So I'm saying that was 891 words, and we're already at chapter 2. We need to break it down more if we're going to have any hope of getting to 10,000 words. Would it help to have scene beats plotted for each chapter to make it easier to expand them? Oh, one of my light switches burnt out. Oh. And then we can focus on one scene beat at a time. What would work best for you? You're thinking, I don't think so. Retry. Okay. Now that we're using fireworks instead, you can see how the cost is definitely climbing. Mm-hmm. I want to read what it said. Give me. There we go. That should help. No, not all of them need to do that. I would not do that with, say, Claude, for example. But and this is a newer AI, and we're learning its ropes and what it likes and what it doesn't. Get rid of all of this. Get rid of that. That'll make it easy to follow. Okay, we switched to that one. Cool. Creepy. The scarecrow has Mia's phone. Little flashback. I don't normally love flashbacks, but I'm going to see what it's going to do with this one. Harvestman's Feast. Let's see here. I'm going to generate another one of those. But let's also do, while it's doing that, so we're going to do 2, 3, book cover, genre is horror, title is The Harvestman's Feast. The setting is Thanksgiving. On a rural farm. The author is author. I have no idea. I just want some ideas. Go, looks good. Alright, so we're here. So we have everything that we need. I'm going to throw that here. Get rid of that. Here. This next color is going to be this really light yellow color. Chapter 4, we are going to do this green color. We're gonna do greenish bluey color. Actually really pretty. I love that color. Go. So we're here. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, I love that. I mean, this got vibes. I like the vibes. I'm gonna have it keep generating a little bit. Just because it's fun. Okay. Go. I'm gonna grab this. 400 words should not be an issue. You do. Now from here, I'm just going to go Control Enter. This will be a fun novel, but we are not doing a novel with this. We are trying to do a short story. A novel would be a lot easier. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to create a new document. Just so that, again, easier to keep track of the word count. Get rid of that. Blow this up a little bit. We are definitely better. Not really. I mean, kind of, yeah. You can see that. Are we good? This was supposed to be 1,200 words. How close did we get? If it doesn't give the full 1,200, because I don't think it did, I'm going to break it down and just say, just write this part. And part of this may be, and it very likely is, this is our max tokens. So it's going to have shorter responses. But for some AIs, that means it just doesn't give the whole thing at once. For this one, apparently, it means shorten the thing. We have 600 words, so about a half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do this. maybe you don't, what is the word? Where you make things humanish. It's not anthropomorphizing because it's not an animal, but maybe that is the word. Anyway, I talk to it like it's a person. Always have, always will. I talk to it like it's a friend. That's just me. I've had comments where they're like, you know what, that's weird. I don't care. This is how I approach it. See, I like that. Don't just add filler. Add more depth. Add more characterization. Add more horror stuff. We're not just adding filler. We're not just adding words to add words. I'm going to take this. And I am going to bold this out. It's actually kind of hard to read with all the things going on with it. I'm going to make it not colorful. That's easier. What do you give me? Ooh, creepy. This has got the vibe, though. This has fun potential. That is fun, but I'm loving this. This has got good vibes. There's a little bit of Game of Thrones happening right here, though, but I like it. So sorry about the alarm. But that does mean that we need to pause here. I'm just going to take a look. I'm going to generate one more. I'm going to take a look over here. Okay. Let me see what we actually got out of this. You say it's 700 words. Oh, okay. You are right. You did give about 700 words. That's excellent. Cool. So we are at a good spot right now. I want to see what this last one was. This is still where I'm at. This is effective and moody and creepy. But we're going to pause and we'll come back to this in a little bit. But we have at least a start going and we kind of know where we're going. Of course, we're using fireworks because fireworks is the most expensive. Ugh. Okay, it's fine. It's turning into a really cute story, but it is expensive. And we have this part down. And then we will do this part and this part. This is slightly longer than it wanted. If we end up a little over 10K, that's fine. We're going to have edits anyway, but so far it's nice. I like where it is right now. Cool. All right, pausing. Hey, so we're back, and just wanted to kind of catch you up. So 28th, we spent about 58 cents, about 12 cents. So definitely not cheap, but not terrible either. So we're going to go back here. And we are on the second part of this. And really, you would have cut down on the cost a lot if you had just jumped right into, hey, I need scene beats, and then write this out. But each new model is a learning curve, so definitely room to play with it. This is just reasoning. I do not like that. I do not like that. I do not like asterisks. So we are here. I'm going to just make that less colorful. We're at 696 words. It's very rainy today. Feels like it's a good time to write a horror story. Yep, absolutely. Yes, please write the next part. You know where we are because you've already said Elizabeth's Greece. And I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Not doing that. Put that here. No, it didn't actually copy. Copy. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. We're at 1,300 words. We are doing much better. And it's going. It's still going. We get rid of ideogram because we don't really need to make. Let's have it make more while we wait. Nothing wrong with making new covers. It's just going along. Doing its thing. I'm really happy with how it is just making like these really visceral things. It's very good at the horror. It was completely nerfed on not safe for work stuff though, just as a heads up, which I'm not happy about, but it does what it does. This is very much my vibe. I kind of love that. This is This is vibey. This has got some vibes. I don't love this thing. This is weird right here. But this is my vibe. This and this are kind of what I do for horror. I shared this one on Facebook just because I really love that. It reminds me of Cloverfield a lot. So, funny story, I saw Cloverfield with friends when it came out, and it was, I think we went to a midnight showing, or it was just after midnight when we got out, and it was really creepy, and I loved it. But this vibe, ooh, I love this. This might actually be the cover. Like, we got some weird stuff happening here, but overall, that is the vibe. Alright, I'm gonna close ideogram. We don't really need it right now. Okay. Copy message, because we are good there. I'm gonna get rid of this. This soil is smiling. That's creepy. I like it. Alright, so we are actually at 2,000 words, which is pretty much perfect. It almost makes sense to do chapters. I'm just going to do a little scene break there. So we are done with here. Alright, present day. Okay, we're going to do this one. Just going to give it the full thing. I'm going to say, hey, we're going to write that first scene beat. So I put in the scene beats for the entire chapter. I'm saying we're going to write this chapter. It's chapter 1, and we're going to write this first scene beat. Send it out. I'm going to check how much it's costing. See, it's not a cheap model. But is it a good model? Yeah. Like, I'm liking the horror. I'm liking the body horror especially. I'm enjoying the cursed family. There's a lot of fun elements in this story. And that's just it talking to itself. Nice. I love the little touches, like the bless this mess sign and the Coors Light. Ooh, a human tooth. Okay, I'm going to copy this. The next beat, edit this. The next beat is that family reunion. Same place, continue on with the next planned beat. I'm loving the story. I hope you are too. While it's doing its thing, I'm going to go in here. Leave that, get rid of this. There's plenty of cleaning up to do, but there's plenty of really good stuff here. Poor crow. It is getting fun, isn't it? Alright. Right there. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Small little things to clean up, but all in all, not bad. Check in here. I don't love the price, but it's okay. This is going to be really cute still. So we're done here. Attic Discovery. Already knows what the next beat is. Just continue on with it. Good. Copy that. Plop that here. Get rid of that. We are at 3,900 words. Very perfect. So much little formatting that we need to get rid of, but that's absolutely fine. Right, good, good, good. Might get rid of that whole flashback. I really don't love flashbacks. Yeah, double check that you know exactly what we're doing. Bring this back. Chapter 2. As we say. Let's roll into it. And so what's happening in chapter 2. Seems like it knows exactly what we're doing, just because it knows the power fails, Mia live streams, the harvestman claims its second victim, but just to make sure that we're all on the same page. There we go. It's going to do its thing. I am going to scroll it back up here. Start getting rid of some of this. I don't just want to do a find and replace because I want to know where things should be in italics, but yeah. Right there. Nope. Retry that. How are we doing here? Yep, that's where it just didn't produce anything, and that's okay. Might have to top up my credits here soon. good. As soon as this finishes... Oh, we're doing all of it? Okay. I mean, I don't think that you're actually doing it all, but cool. So all I wanted you to do was that first part. So we may need to slow it down again. Did I tell it that I wanted to do? Okay. You think that you did about 2,300 words. Let's do that. Copy message. 3,900 to... No, you didn't. I'm terrible at math, but I know that you didn't. So. Did I say do the entire chapter, or did I say... What was that? Okay. No, I didn't. So that was on me. Come on. Oh, I forgot that I had lotion here. Excellent. Alright. Well, it's a good place to pause anyway. So, next chunk, we will get the beats for chapter 2 done. And we're almost halfway through. It's really... No, hang on. Let me double check that. How many chapters are here? 5, 6. There's only 6 chapters, so we're about a third. But, yeah. It's going well. Alright, pausing here, then I will have it do this in the next one. Hey, and we're back. So, let's have it just write the first beat. Now, DeepSeek has been really slow this morning, so I'm hoping it's not that things were terrible, but it looks like we're going. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. It's just being very, very slow. Really? Okay. Let's retry this. Alright, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and make this not highlighted. Just like that. And also let me show you where we are as far as cost right now. So 58 cents, 90 cents. This is not the cheapest short story ever, but it's being kind of fun. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Paste here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. These. And grab this. All I'm saying is please write the next beat and then giving it what it was in the outline. Okay, so yeah, when Nebius glitched out, we weren't charged anything. And that same beat from together though, that was 16 cents. And I topped off my credits, so we should be okay for a little bit. This is being incredibly slow today. I'm going to pause this so that you don't have to wait while it does its thing. Okay. Why are you being so slow? There's no reason for this. There we go. It looks good. I'm just going to copy what we actually need and not all of it. Get rid of that. Refresh this. Now we're at 20 cents. Just saying, please write the next beat, and then giving it the beat. Currently at 5,000 words, so I might actually end up closer to 15K, which, I mean, is over where I wanted, but it's also giving more, and 15K for a short story is fine. Okay, so right there. Formatting, alright. 5,400. You know what? Officially 20 cents. Alright, let's look at chapter 3. Just gonna get some feedback on it really quick. This is chapter 3. Written. The phone shattered, so she's not really going to be live streaming it. That's what I figured. Looks good. The screen shattered, so saying please write the first beat. Remember, her screen shattered in the last chapter, but she's probably still able to continue streaming. Give her a second, probably. really don't need a trigger warning in a horror story. I might cut this part because this is a little, like, this doesn't really fit in the story. But let's take a look at this. Also getting rid of this part. I can fix that in editing. It's just a little bit of a jump. Where are we right now? 22 cents. Ugh. Okay, how does this make sense though? Because then she went into the bathroom. Sorry. Okay, we're in the living room. Now she's in the bathroom. I'm gonna have to look through this, but I'm gonna pause here. Okay, here we are, and it has the next beat here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. But then also what I want to do is I want to see if I feed it back to it, if it can actually see it. So I'm saying, hey, I have the book here. I'd like to show you. Can you tell me what happens in the story so far? It's what we've been writing, just all put together. This is just going to test, can it actually see large chunks of data? And also, can it give me kind of a coherent, this is what's breaking down. So if you can do this, great. But this will be a nice little test, assuming that it actually responds. Massive chunk of test. Okay. I mean, it's really not that massive. It's 6,000 words. You act like I gave you a 100,000 word novel. But okay, massive chunk of text, sure. You're right, that's exactly what I want. I do want a concise summary to track the plot, characters, and... Are you going to continue thinking? Oh, did I break you? No, we're thinking. Okay. Apparently we are paused. Mm-hmm. Okay, are we stuck? If we are, that's fine. Oh, good, we are not stuck. Excellent. Yep, all makes sense. That's the biggest thing that I'm looking at. Does it all make sense? Does it all just go through, and are there loose threads? Do people jump around miscellaneous places? It's actually giving quite a bit. So we are here. So we've done this. And we've done this. Now, alright. Does it all make sense so far, or do things need revised? I'm not doing revisions with you all, but I want to know, what do we need to go back and look at? We're at 6,300 words. I do want to see what that actually costs. Really? Okay, so right now we're doing Nebius, which is exciting. So this is where it kind of petered out. This is where it gave us that whole breakdown of what's happening. This compared to Together, I'm loving that difference. You may think, oh, it's not that big of a difference. It gets that big of a difference when we're doing multiple prompts like we have been. And if you ever want to change it, you can always change it here. I just have it on auto, and you can sort by default, price, whatever you want. I like it on auto just because I don't want it to kind of peter. But as you can see, that doesn't always work. I'm going to save all of these notes that it's going to give me for the edits. I just want to know them ahead of time. We are more than halfway done because we have 4, we have 5, and we have 6 left. So it's kind of a slow blip in the video, but it's important. I wanted to check in with it, and instead of not showing you guys the check-in, I wanted to make sure that you actually saw the check-in and saw kind of the prompts that I'm doing. So I did, does it all make sense so far? Do things need revised? Whatever it tells me needs revised. Like I said, I'm not going to make you all sit through that because revisions take a while. Okay. Some of this is a little much for a little short story. But I agree. We do need to extend Mia's final scene. This would be a really nice addition right there. Did it already show which one we're doing? Nope, it shows Nebius. That's cool. So all of these, like, feedback, this is all going to be pretty cheap. It's exciting. I really do enjoy that it gave some really good feedback points of how this could be improved. Even though it's just a little 15K, maybe 12K when we're done, it still needs to have good edits. We still have to take our time with it. I probably won't use DeepSeek just for editing, just because, I don't know, it's freaking slow. Alright, are you done? Do we run out of space? Yep, right there. 3 cents. Not bad at all. Okay, so it ran out of space. I could ask it what else it wants to say here, but I'm good with all of this info right here. So to kind of go slowly through it, strengthen the story, clarify the timeline, define his roles for limits, where's he at locations. Foreshadowing is always good in a horror movie and in a horror short story. Mia needs more of a death. You know, why are they actually there? Because people are going to ask that. Why are you there when you know that this area is cursed? Ew. Maggots in the mashed potatoes, blood in the gravy. Yep. We can definitely add more symbolism. Yeah, this is more of knowing the roles, which is always nice. Ooh. Walls sagging like flesh is excellent. Okay. I like it. Yeah, I agree with everything. Yep. And all I said was please write the next scene beat and then gave it that scene beat that we're on right now. Which will bring us to chapter 4, and that'll be a good pause point. It's a really good point to include the ozone from the storm. That smell. And just because it's not a 100K novel doesn't mean that we're just going to skip through it. It's even more important to make sure that every single word is important. That sounded so stupid. So, meaning in a 100K novel, every word doesn't have to have the same kind of weight as in a 10K or a 12K. Because we have limited space, our words have to be chosen really carefully. That's why I'm really liking the prose that I'm seeing right now, because it's all looking very tight, very nice. It's not a lot of fluff. I love that line. The scream that tore through the speaker wasn't human. It was soil and roots and wet, churning earth. Mom recoiled, phone skidding into the hall. Okay, are you done? Are you going to keep going? What is happening here? There we go. We just paused for a second. Very weird, but that's fine. Ooh, the walls are rippling now. Excellent. Yeah, I like this chunk. This is a nice, bloody, gruesome chunk. Okay, we're at almost 7,000 words. Next up will be this. Alright, it'll be fun. Alright, I'm going to pause the video here, and then we'll pick up with chapter 4, and then we have 5 and 6. Okay, now we're going to bounce into chapter 4. So, chapter 4, scene 1, go. Just saying, now we're going to start chapter 4. Here's the first scene. Share usage. As long as it keeps using Nebius, we are set. Y'all heard that this was totally nerfed as far as not safe for work, right? Yeah, that was kind of upsetting. I know I was upset. It's generally a really fun little AI, but yeah, it was nerfed. But that's okay. This part's always, like, I like seeing how it figures things out, but then I'm also like, oh, why can't you just jump right into the story? I just want the story. So it's a little bit of give and take. Just because, it's interesting, but it's also, I just want the prose. I just want to get to the story at this point. And if I wasn't just showing this story, I would be bouncing between different books right now or playing with ideogram and making new covers while it does its thing. But I want you all to get an idea of what it actually looks like and its reasoning and how it actually does all the things that it does. So, I mean, it's nice to see what it's thinking about. It's nice to see its reasoning. And then you can also see if maybe there's a flaw in the prompt itself. Like, if it's thinking maybe, for example, that we are at just the first story, meaning we're at the very first instance of the Harvest Man, then you can be like, and remember it is, 2023, according to the story. But since it's not messing that up, then we don't really need to worry about that. Or if you have something specific that you want to tell it, like if you have an idea of who you actually want to find the body, then you could tell it that. We don't have anything specific like that, I just want to see what it does. There we go. I'm going to give it a second to see if it's actually going to do what it needs to do, or if it's just stumbling through it. Okay, this seems to have stumbled, so let's give it a retry. This is so far what we've spent on this book. I'll pause a little bit. $58.90, $1.30. No, I don't need your reasoning again. I just want the output. Alright, there we go. Let's give it a minute. Right, we're going to continue to give it some time. This model is so slow. I really like the prose of it, but the model itself is so slow. Are you all done? Just saying, can you continue after this section? Because clearly you were done. You were not meant to be done, but you were done. I'm gonna steal this. Not really steal, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you do need to continue it. That's what I'm saying. You stopped it mid-thought. I almost thought that it's a duckling right there. Instead of Alex lunged after them, ducking as a roots. Spared the space their head had been. So like duckling. Nope. I have ducks, so seeing ducking and thinking duckling was not exactly correct. Ew, rancid preserves. Yeah, it's real, Rick. See, if this was a movie at this point, I would be like, oh my god, Rick, you're such a moron. Are we stopping here? Are we pausing? Don't do this to me. There we go. Nope. Okay. Checking. Alright, we're still using Nebius. This is nice. And yes, it's slower. It's absolutely slower, but it's also 3 cents versus 30 something. Why do you want anyone to breach the barn? We're not having anybody come into the barn. Unless... I feel like this is going to have to be cleaned up just a little bit because it's getting out of order for this, but that's okay. Easy fixes. It's just edits. Please continue with this next scene beat. Okay. Scroll down, see all the reasoning and the good stuff. Alright, I'm going to pause the video here, and then we will pick back up with the next scene beat. Sometime over the weekend, everything on OpenRouter, all chats got deleted. This is just a reminder, do not leave anything just in OpenRouter. We will always back everything up, back those up, so that it doesn't become the end of the world for you. So we're going to have to get the AI back up to speed and pretty much start fresh, except not totally fresh, because we have the book here, the outline here. I'm just going to say I'm writing a short horror story. It started. I have the outline as well. So my prompt is going to be, I'm writing a short horror story. It started, I have the outline as well. I'm going to give you the story. I don't need feedback on it right now. I just need your help continuing the story in my voice. Do you understand? Here's the story. You can ask me anything you need to in order for us to continue the story. Grab this, copy that. Yeah, it's doing its reasoning, it's catching back up. Let me show you what we have so far. So we started this here, 58 cents, then 90 cents, then 179 cents. This was not us. So, a couple bucks so far. Not terrible. Are you done? No, you are not done yet. The reasoning section is actually really interesting. I love seeing this. Just wish it didn't take too long. Nice. Picking up some loose ends. She's fully transformed. There is no happy ending in the story. I really should have told it that I didn't need it to think about how to continue it, because we have the outline. We're actually almost done. Okay. I'm going to see what it does and then go from there. No, I'm going to tell it that I like what it tried to do here, but I actually have the outline. Well, this is interesting. It's fun to see how it would take it in a different direction. But this is more optimistic than I want. It's actually kind of creepy. But I like the imagery. So I wanted to also see what that would have cost. Okay. So that's us right now. Deep infra. Just less than a penny. That's crazy. Very nice. I was thinking it would be like fireworks or together and be super expensive. So my prompt was, so I do like this, but I actually had a plot for the rest of the book already. What do you think of this? And then I just pasted what we already had left. Yep, it's going through. All right, we're pausing. Why are we pausing? I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and let it figure out what it's doing because it's still thinking here, but I don't want you all have to wait for it. Okay, so it never did anything, so let's have it retry. So we're using Nibius. It's a little frustrating when it actually stopped. It still charged. I mean, it charged a penny, but still. Yep, it's doing well. I'd really like to get a chapter done right now. Good. Okay. I don't need you to do all of it. Please don't do all of it. Hey, you don't need to do that. No, you don't. You're okay. That looks good. That is some nice imagery right there. The farmhouse groaning like a stepped-on grave. Yes. There's no birthmark in this one, is there? Was that the one that it decided to add in? Let me see here. There's no birthmark here. Let's take a look. Okay. I'm going to stop it. Just because, see, I could continue, but look how short it made this chapter. Actually, that's Claire's confession. And then that's House Attacks. Yeah, it's still way too short. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to grab this. This at least finishes this chapter. Go. We can get rid of that. Get rid of this. Alright, so hey kiddo, you're okay. So my prompt that I just told it was, I don't love the birthmark idea, let's stick to the outline I added. I like some of what you gave. I'm not saying it's all icky, but I like my original outline for the next few parts, please. Let's focus on this part next. This is right after Rick has been murdered. Yep, so it's doing its thing. We're just gonna let it do its thing. This seems a little too flowery for right here. I'm definitely editing that. This is way too flowery. I'm just saying how she talks. This doesn't seem natural, right? Let's go back through and make it more natural, please. Mm-hmm. They were a lot overly. Mm-hmm. Like, not even just a bit. They were a lot overly dramatic, overly poetic. We're dealing with a haunted creature type murder thing. We're not going super poetic right here. This dialogue is much better. Mm-hmm. I would be pissed off too. I like it. Yep, this is where we are. It's chapter 5. Chapter 5. Nope, we don't need a scene break. What am I doing? We're just going to continue on. Alright. It's good. I like this. So this part is now done. I think I mentioned that it's the oldest, so let's... Yeah, I'm gonna look into that, make sure that we're following that it's either the oldest, the youngest, whatever it is, we need to be consistent. I mean, we're dealing with a very, very old curse. It's gotta be consistent. Okay. Get rid of that. Yeah, it's not about who owns it, it's about the original blood. We're almost done. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more checks. So, yeah. It wouldn't take so long if I hadn't had to redo everything, and then also if it didn't take so long just to do its reasoning. But we are getting there. Quick pause, and then we will be right back. So we're approximately here. There's a little bit of blending that needs to be done, a little bit of piecing things together between the different little scenes, but we're here-ish. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it to write the next scene. Please write the next scene to close out chapter 5. Actually, there's 2 scenes here. What am I doing? Yeah, so we are here. Scene 4, chapter 5. Get rid of this. Yep. Go ahead and do that. This is where Aunt Clara dies. See, I really like what this AI does. I do not like how long this part takes. This part makes me want to go work on something else while this does this, which is generally what I'm doing when I'm using this AI, just because this part just takes so long. And then it just pauses sometimes, and I'm like, arg. Alright, here we go. Is that it? I'm assuming it's not, because normally it ends with something like this. Yeah, I'm going to say that it's not. Do we want to let it pause for a minute? Or are we just going to assume that it stopped there? Let me see here. Nope, so it is not actually registered, that one, yet. Today's the 4th. So, I'm going to go ahead and do retry. Good. Oh no, more re-reasoning. Okay. Maybe I'll look at some edits on this while it does that. I'm just going to tighten up this. Is live streaming one word? Live streaming is 2 words. I'm going to have to double check that. Get rid of some of these spaces while I wait for it to do its thing. Okay, good. Ew. I mean, I did ask for Evil Dead as part of the prompt, and that's very Evil Dead. I love the imagery that it's doing. Okay, excellent. Now we know that this is actually done, so I'm going to grab this. That line is actually really, really great. I'm going to have to share that line. That's awesome. Okay. Like that. And then all I'm going to do is tell it to do this next one. But we're going to pause here really fast. Alright, we're back from a little pause. And we're here. Love that line. And then we are here. Alright, so I'm just saying, excellent, I love the imagery you were creating for the short story. Let's continue on with the next beat. This is the final beat to round out chapter 5 before we jump to chapter 6. I'm going to just show you what we're on for today so far. So, a penny. It is the 4th, so we have done a penny so far using Nebius. It's not bad. This whole thing is a little expensive for a short story, but the imagery, the story itself, I'm really happy with. Overall, this AI, I am happy with it. It's just how long it takes to do anything. Like, if we could just speed it up a lot, I'd enjoy it so much more. But unfortunately, that is not an option. Okay, please keep going. It may have quit on us, so let's have it retry. Ooh, look at that. Mia's corpse is back. Okay, good. Right, I'm gonna pull this. We are almost done. I'm so happy. Right. There, chapter 6. We're gonna be a little over the 10K goal, but we're also gonna do a lot of editing too. And really, if we end up at like 13K. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Alright, so we are here. Get rid of that. So we are now here. That. Refresh this. See where we are. Okay. Yeah. So this was our most expensive day. So far, this is where we are. 58 cents, 90 cents, $1.79, less than a penny, about 5 cents. Wherever there's DeepSeek, that's where we've been just on this story, because I'm only using it for this story, just to kind of show the price and also to kind of make it clean. So I want to give an idea of both how long it actually takes, given how long this AI takes to do anything, and also the price of writing something like this. I'm just saying fantastic, thank you. Let's dive into chapter 6 and then giving the first scene beat. And now we wait for a very long time. Doing creepy, creepy, creepy. Like a vein, vines pretending to be veins. I love some of the one-liners in this book. Excellent. Right, so wait, this like that. There's only really this much left. Well, let's see here. In the original outline, it's 1 year later, but I kind of feel like we need, because we have this, then this. Thank you for not barking at that. I mean, I don't really want to end chapter 6 here. I just want to know if it should be broken apart. Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So, we will end chapter 6 with this stuff, and then do chapter 7 as an epilogue. I like that idea. I want that. Why is this broken? Alright, so saying, let's expand this with more detail and keep it in narrative form, please, to match the rest of the story. This is the ending for chapter 6 that you just provided, and then exactly what it gave me in chapter 6. I'm out of coffee. Do I want more coffee today? Yeah, I want more coffee. It's a more coffee kind of day. Yeah, you're gonna have to approach it pretty carefully because I need more details. I need more. Okay. Good, good, good. You're still thinking. Please don't break. We'll have to go back and put in the for sale sign because that's a continuity issue, but overall not bad. Don't do it. Okay, good. Hey, go, go, go. Come on. Come on. Don't do this. Do not. You are almost done. Okay, good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That, get rid of this. Enter that. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. We are closer. Alright. Do I think it can give me this all in one? No. Let's do two. How are we doing? We are... Okay, so that was 2 cents. That's not bad. Yeah, that was yesterday. Excellent. Thank you. Moving on to 7, which is the epilogue. Here is the first 8. I'm actually going to pause right now, and then we'll come right back to this. We are back from a quick break, and of course, OpenRouter decided to delete everything. It's fine. At least we didn't save it. It's just a reminder that if you're going to do a thread all at once, because OpenRouter will dump its servers to make more room, which is fine for them. So what we're going to do is we're going to feed this back, and we're also going to feed the last two little scenes that we have. So my prompt is going to start with, hey, story. I want to double check that the AI is set up how I want. Make sure that it didn't revert. Oh good, it reverted. Yay. That's super helpful. I'm glad I checked that. Oh, did you see that? They increased the token window. Maybe that's why it reset. No, they're slowly adding more tokens. Excellent. But hey, I'm writing a short horror story. Have most of it done. I just need help with the final two scenes. I am going to give you the entire story and then the last two scenes. You can ask me anything you want. Just the final two scenes that I need help with. Thank you. Story starts here. A, Control C, and we are up to almost 1100 words, not bad. The final two scenes that I need help with are here. That's giving it all the info that it needs. And then we'll see if it needs any further info. Send. Let you think. Yes, I know you're going to be thinking. I'm going to clean my glasses while it does its thinking thing forever. Now, if this was a longer book and we lost all the info, I would give it the actual like scenes, like a description, the outline, like a really detailed outline, so that it could catch up, because you know the context window isn't really going to be okay for a 90K novel. But if you don't have those scenes, say you don't have those scenes set up, say you had most of it in here, of course you saved it because you're smart, and you had it in a separate doc so that you didn't lose everything. But say you didn't just have the scene already spread out like that, so that you could easily just plop it in. You would feed each individual chapter in, so that you could get that, have that in a separate document, and then feed it back in and be like, here's where we are, this is what I need help with, this is the last chapter, so that you know my writing style, that kind of thing. Are we stuck? What are we doing? Okay, good. Okay. Beautiful. Seriously, I just love this AI's imagery when it comes to horror things. I want to try it out with more genres because this did really, really well. But of course, I'm not going to do it in OpenRouter. This was a good test, but the next time I use it is going to be in something like Novel Crafter. Nice. Okay, so that was a great last line. Look at that. I love that last line so much. Okay. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to look at this. I grab this. Honestly, we could stretch it out to be those two scenes, but let's look at that. Doop, blop. No. Blop right there. Get rid of that. I'm going to make that in italics. That should be in italics. Get rid of that. Okay, yeah, so chapter 6. Do we want this to be the epilogue or do we want this to be chapter 7? I like chapter 7 instead. Is this too short? 683 words. But we did only want it to be 10,000. You know what? I think we're actually done. I think we're good with this. Translation needs to be better anywhere. Let me see here. I was going to paste it all back in, but we don't need to paste it all because it has it. Just going to ask it some basic editing stuff. So I would like your feedback on the story as a whole. Where are the weaknesses? don't know that I'll keep the chapter breaks in. I mean, something so short, having chapter breaks, unless they're actually essential, like POV switches, tends to be really annoying. So I might just keep it as one book, but I'm gonna have to take a look. Like, I mean, not one book, one chapter. One book, no chapter breaks is what I'm trying to get at. Sorry, it's really early. Mm-hmm. Okay, yep, I completely agree with that. We do need to establish that. I mean, it's an 11K book, so edits are not going to be that hard. This is one time, so I generally do 2 hours of edits for every hour of production, meaning, you know, the actual writing, the going through and talking with the AI, those kind of things, having the AI write. This is going to be something that's more one-to-one, just because it is so short, and it might actually be more like 2-to-1, because it is so short, and also because this AI takes so long to do anything. Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree with that. That's why I'm asking for feedback. Mm-hmm. I actually really love how blunt it's being, because I'm so used to Claude being like, I love it, it's wonderful, here are some tiny little tweaks. No, when I ask for weaknesses, I want weaknesses. I want you to tear the book apart, because then we can actually build it to be better. If you tell me that it's fantastic, even though I asked for weaknesses, I'm just going to be like, yeah, no. Yeah. Because I'm at the point in my career where I know that it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but we can make it more perfect. But as it is right now, definitely not ready to publish. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is a ton of great info. I'm actually going to stop the video once it stops producing things, so that, well, and I also want to look at what today's session has cost. Then all of these videos are going to be compiled. I think it's like 11 parts. And then, yeah, I'll get it up today. Super excited for you all to see this. See, and I love this. Your prose is electric, drenched in grotesque beauty. Sharpen the emotional core, tighten the lore, and let the horror feel earned, not just inevitable. You're 90% to a masterpiece. This is excellent feedback. Like, look at this gorgeous feedback that it gave. Underdeveloped emotional beats. Absolutely, I agree. Pacing and structural imbalance. Absolutely. Roles of the curse. We definitely need to establish those roles. The news cycle definitely feels underbaked. And then I actually love that it says underbaked just because we are dealing with the Thanksgiving horror. We got some themes that are not fully explored. And then we've got ending, which, yeah, absolutely, I agree with this. These are not hard edits. These are like, okay, we can definitely do that, especially if we're like, all right, show me where. Like if I say, I'm going to do one more. I know I said I want to, but I'm going to do one more. I said number 6 because it numbered them. It's going to know exactly what I need. Can you flesh out a better ending for me, please? Make it as long and fleshed out as possible. Thank you. Send that. Yeah, this is a much better ending. Look at all of this goodness right here. Oh, it looks great. I'm so happy with this book. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Oh, it's so good. Okay. That. Get rid of this. Or is it this? Actually, let's double check that. One year to the day. just so I don't erase anything that's actually necessary. It's interesting that it's saying first I need to confirm what exactly the assistant previously provided, because it is the assistant. So, it's third person. I kind of expected it to say I, but maybe it doesn't think like that. Okay, cool. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Oh, I'm getting a chart. I'm getting a whole thing. Oh, I love this. That's very cool. So excited. Okay. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of this. I don't know. Maybe I have a new pet name that's just writing short horror, because this is very, very fun. Okay. There we go. So prior to the rest of the edits, we are going to be at 11,939 words. Very solid for a short story. A lot of gut punching in there. Lots of horror. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited for it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, because we did it, I'm gonna do that. Alright, so let's take a look at cost really quickly. Oh, you're actually gonna show me in real time? Cool. So it is February 11th, so that costs 13 cents. Mostly because of fireworks. But that's okay. I'm gonna add all of this up so that you can see. God, this actually took, well, I took breaks in between, but 58 cents, 90 cents, 179, 5 cents, 9 cents, 13 cents. Alright, cool. I'm gonna add all that up so that you can see it too. And yeah, we are solid with a good short little horror story that just needs some edits. Super, super happy. Alright. I hope that you all love this video too. Thanks for sticking with it. I hope that you give this AI a try, just because the descriptions are so good. I actually really love this little thing that it gave. But the descriptions are really good. The not safe for work aspect that used to be able to do has been nuked, a lot of it. If you're still using it with Novelcrafter or Pseudo-Write, I've heard that you can still do it, but straight through OpenRouter or through the actual website, you can't anymore, so there is that. But the descriptions for horror, like this, it seemed like it actually had fun. And I know that's weird to say about an AI, but some of its descriptions and then how it talks, where it's just like it weaponized it and, you know, and just how it talked about the book and some of the conversations that we had with it, it seemed like it really enjoyed this. And you know what? It didn't seem like, here's your short story and, you know, I will now write this part. It was like, no, we're going to make this super visceral, super graphic, super grotesque. And I actually loved it. And this is the kind of book that, you know, like, I'm such a sucker for short horror. I love like the 2-sentence horrors, the 500-word short story. Like, I grew up on Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I grew up on Goosebumps. So those kind of things I absolutely love. And yeah, I might actually have a horror pen name now because this was too much fun not to keep going. So I'm going to compile it. I hope you enjoy this video. I know it's going to be a little long, but I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for being here.